football season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Off play action. Farrell. Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Farrell. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 31-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And room there to work it inside the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Farrell. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Well, this is what you want to see from your rookie quarterback on an opening drive, Charles. He looks cool, he looks calm, he looks collected in marching them down the field.
And, Brandon, I just think the game continues to change and evolve because...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Diablos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Panthers under head coach Matt Rule. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback. Smith on first down. And he's going to drop this down to Harris, middle of the field. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw, Smith. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down. Here's Smith. This one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And 2nd down. Smith an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. A throw over the middle, taken in by Troutman. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes and throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Again, he finds more. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 34-yard line.
Now it's Smith. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. 1st down.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Smith trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
To the right side, this is Taylor. A little juke. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 45 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right...
And this is caught! Touchdown! Jonathan Taylor, he scored on the ground and through the air. And the Diablos lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was all finished off by the Jonathan Taylor touchdown catch. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, 1st quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it, and when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Here's Smith. He's going to look deep for more, and unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. There's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Davis now to return it. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. this is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. On the counter, it's Taylor. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On to the second quarter. Mexico City in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Again, it's Taylor. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Farrell. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Open man is Chase, complete. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. This a 33-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Smith. Dancing to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Now Smith. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is it allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route running arrogance.
Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. On the draw, it's Harris. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that will lead to a 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, Smith. And this incomplete. Oh, my. He might have been celebrating in the end zone if he'd held on. Nearly picked, but instead, it'll bring up 4th down. The kick by Bass is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the bootleg. Farrell. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Off the play fake. Farrell. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, 1st down. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14. Up the middle, here's Taylor. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a 1st down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And they're going to have another another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 12-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Second and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. This is caught. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down. And for the second time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On 1st and 10, Smith. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He connected on his first, this from 41. The kick by Bass is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. Now this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Halftime over, no problem. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Panthers ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
No gain on the play. It's third down and 4.
Smith on third down. And he'll find Pittman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Harris running straight ahead. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
To throw is Smith. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you got everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up the first down.
On first down, Smith. Caught right side, Davis. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith. In trouble, and he's taken down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
He's going to look deep for more. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
They'll try the left side with Taylor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a good call there. That brings up 4th. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this one is right down Broadway. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
Harris starts the drive on the ground. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing is Smith. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now a first down carry for Harris. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Still 9 remaining on second down.
1 yard gain brings up second and 9. At their 40
A shotgun snap for Smith. And that is incomplete.
There's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's Smith. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates.
And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more game.
The ball is free. Taylor lost it.
But thankfully, this is corralled by the offense, so they will, in fact, hold on to the football.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. They give to Taylor out of the gun.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
87 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
On the handoff, Taylor.
Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion for him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. He'll find Taylor. That's complete.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Off the bootleg, Farrell.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Pass interference. Defense. That penalty is declined.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Farrell. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and that will finish off this third quarter of play. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And we're back now in Charlotte, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the 29.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Back to throw, Smith.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland.
And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Spinning away. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Farrell, man open, it's St. Brown, he's got it.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 3-yard line.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Back to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Justin Jefferson
With touchdown number 7 on the year.
and the Diablos are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage.
Point after, right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
On 2nd and inches, Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted but it winds up falling incomplete. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 45-yard line.
Smith throwing again. Again, he finds Moore.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Smith. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Here's Smith.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Here we go on 4th. Smith. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A give for Taylor running right side. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
1st down, Mexico City.
Running left, Taylor to the 27-yard line.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 123 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on get back to practice the next couple of days.
On 2nd and 10. Smith.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Returnable here for Davis. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They run once more with Taylor.
After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about